Kiss me on the mouth and set me free, but please don't bite.
Hey guys, it's Chris. I remember that time I said I was going to start talking about some gay webcomics that I read, and then I never did it? Well, the time is prime to do that, I guess, because I am wearing my rainbow cape, and I want to talk about a very particular webcomic, queer webcomic that I really, really enjoy, and that is The Young Protectors by Alex Wolfson. I am probably messing up that name, as I do. But this is a webcomic about a guy named Kyle. It centers on Kyle, and Kyle is a closeted gay guy, but he's also a superhero. He goes by the name of Red Hot. He has flame powers. They're pretty cool. Kyle's interesting. The story opens up right at the prologue with Kyle contemplating going into a gay club for possibly the first time, it looks like. And then it goes from there. And the whole kind of thing is that Kyle ends up in a secret relationship with the Annihilator, who is like their world's biggest villain. Like, this guy is a huge villain, and there's a large age gap between the two of them. So that's something that puts some people off of the story. Is like when they first start it, it's just like the age gap's kind of big. But Kyle's 17 at the beginning, and nothing really happens between the two of them until he turns 18. So the Annihilator is a very gentlemanly man for a villain. But yeah, so there's some issues for Kyle. Like, he's closeted from the rest of his team, and now he's also dating a supervillain, which is something they probably wouldn't want him to do. And the story kind of goes from there, and it's really well done story. I really love the artwork of it, and then the other thing that I really love about it is that this is a really diverse superhero team. Like, this team might win on diversity just a little bit. We have the commander, who is the leader of the team, and she's a female military trained telepath, and she's Native American. Then you have Spooky Jones, who is a Chinese male who has magic powers. You have Red Hot, like I said, Kyle, and he's Caucasian male, but he's gay. And then you have Tsunami, who is Samoan male with water powers. Flyboy is another Caucasian boy, but there's some things with him that we see a little bit later in the series that are interesting. And then you have Kyle's best friend, Fluke, who's an African American male whose powers I completely don't understand right now. About midway through, I want to say it was chapter 1 or chapter 2 of the story, the Spooky Jones bonus comic started coming out. Spooky Jones is a fantastic character. Like, I read his bonus comic, and that's what really hooked me into the world of the Unprotectors, is getting that background on Spooky, because you get some background on Spooky Jones, and you get some background on Amanda, and how her upbringing was very different than you would expect someone who becomes the leader of the superhero team to be. She had a very different background than I expected. And so you get a little bit of background on her and a lot of background on Spooky Jones, and he's a fantastic character. He's comedic, but he's been through some dark things, and you see where he kind of got his comedy from. A lot of times when people are more funny, sometimes they're hiding some things, and that's kind of what we get with Spooky Jones, and I really, really enjoyed seeing his backstory. This is an ongoing series. The other series I'm going to talk about next when I do another webcomic videos are all finished, but this series is still ongoing. We've gotten to the end of the second chapter, the second volume, I guess, second chapter of Engaging the Enemy, and there are some big twists and turns, and there's some, like, mic drop moments in a way, you know? So like, it's a really, really, there's some big moments in those first 2 chapters. I've paused on watching it because then the next bonus comic that came out after the second chapter was a Truth or Dare bonus comic, which was cute and everything, but I just wasn't really into it, so I waited until that finished to watch all of that. And right now we're getting another backstory comic for Flyboy, and I'm going to wait until Flyboy's entire comic is done before I read the Flyboy backstory comic, because I hate waiting, weekly waitings for things to kind of come out. I do not do that well. So I'm waiting for that to finish before I continue the series, but I'm really excited to do that. So I wanted to talk about this webcomic first on the channel, because right now it's probably my favorite of the ones I'm watching it. That's it. I'm going to put a link to the Young Protectors webcomic down below so you guys can go check it out. Alex Wolfson also has created some other queer webcomics I haven't read yet. One's like a sci-fi called Artifice, I think, and I haven't read that one yet, but I plan on reading it at some point. Like, when I get into the mood for a sci-fi thing, I'm definitely going to probably try to pick up that webcomic and read it. And yeah, if you like the Young Avengers or like the Runaways, this is something that kind of has that sort of feel. And this is like as I was reading this, I was like, this definitely has a Young Avengers feel, but it's a little different. I think it's something that I've enjoyed equally. So yeah, it's in webcomic form. You can just kind of click through. It's fun. So yeah, you should go and check it out if you think you'll have any interest in it. It's free too, so why not? And I will see you all next time. Love you guys.
We are in the prime of our existence.